Welcome as we observe in the Catholic community the 12th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The scripture passage for today is very, very personal to me, and I think that's something that is always something about scripture that's very important. Some scriptures have almost a personal appeal to you. They call out something in you. They remind you of something. Others don't have the same effect. But that's the nature of Scripture. Scripture speaks to so many different people at so many different levels. That doesn't mean that every moment, every line of Scripture is going to have the same impact or effect on you as an individual, as a person. And the Scriptures today especially have a very important message for me. Because first of all, they relate to a vacation experience. Now, not all of you could have had such a vacation experience on a ship. I was on a small two-masted schooner off Penobscot Bay. A group of us priests were going to go on a little trip together, and one of our classmates was really great about finding very interesting kinds of little trips. And this is back in the early 70s. He found a trip on a two-masted schooner for a week on Maine, off of Maine. It was an unbelievable price tag, such as a price tag today people could not believe. I think it was $190 each for the six of us. And we all slept like in bunks under the hull of the ship. It was a real experience for me. I never had experience of being on board a small sailing ship for a whole week. And the beginning, however, of the trip was very, very momentous. Because as we were getting on the boat, the clouds started to darken. It was getting darker. And the captain was moving the ship out into the bay. And we were going to be moving out further and further. And the water was getting choppier and choppier. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is like a storm. I said, why are we going out in this? And I said to one of my friends, I said, well, why is he doing this? And he said, well, he's the captain. He should know what he's doing, you know. So I went up to him and I said, sir, I said, I'm a little concerned. He goes, oh, he said, in an hour, you'll be surprised. I go, in an hour, we'll be surprised. So, that's why when you read the scriptures today, it says, let us cross to the other side, Jesus said to his disciples, and leaving the crowd, they got on the boat. And a violent squall came up, and the waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up. Well, we didn't go that far, thank God. The water was not filling up the boat, but it was crashing over a little bit of the sides of the boat. And I remember at one point I was grabbing the mast, the wooden pole of the ship, because I thought, I'm going to go over. And because there really wasn't much of a border or anything around the outsides of this ship. It was like lines, just ropes, with little stanchions that held them in place, maybe two feet up above the border of the ship itself. So I mean, there wasn't much of a thing to hold on to if it got really bad. But the storm came up, and so we sort of rode it out. And in truth, it was really funny because within an hour, it was beautiful. It was almost as though we rode through the storm, came out on the other side of it. I mean, it almost reminds me again of the passage today we hear about Jesus and the disciples. Jesus was in the stern asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. And he asked them, "Why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, whom even wind and sea obey?" Who is this that even wind and sea obey? And I learned a great lesson from that summer event, being on that ship, one that's been repeated a number of times in my life, again and again. Those storms of life come up. We get very terrified. We wonder how we're going to make it through. And then we put our faith in the Lord and discover almost amazingly that suddenly it seems as though Jesus woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be calm." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. And that question comes back, why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith? Have faith in the Lord through whatever trial, whatever storm you find today.